And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Justice for All. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, second commentary. And what we're gonna do right now is present a couple things to Maximilian G. Galactica. First and foremost, Maximilian G. Galactica, I don't think that's his name, I just felt like saying that. First and foremost, the bust. What do you have to say about this? What about this? Fabulous! You're like, okay, this one actually would make sense if he actually gave it an autograph. Note. Present. Do you know anything about this note? The morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really a company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket. I knew! That was so obvious, come on. Now, I'm sure that we can go back to the place and examine the tailcoat and then get the piece of paper. Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Uh-huh. Oh, I don't want to steal this run from my sweeties. Go and find it on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess. I have a feeling he just didn't know, actually. That's what my guess is. Alright. Nothing to do there. Let's go to move. Now we can go to the tailcoat. Yeah, that's how this game works, though, ladies and gentlemen. It's like if you figure something out beforehand, you can't just do things out of order. You have to do things in the order that they specifically want you to. And I'm not sure if they fixed that in later games, because like I said, the only other experience that I have with Ace Attorney so far is the previous game and this one. And I actually do plan on playing the third game next on this channel. So far, most people have voted that they want me to play this game right afterwards. So, I mean, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna leave that poll up for pretty much every episode for the rest of the series. Probably towards the end of the series, I'll just add as a reminder. Oh, hey, the poll is up. If you haven't voted already, you can. And if you change your mind, just tell me what you originally voted for and what you want to change your vote to, and then I can just change the votes that way. Let's say you voted yes, and then at the end you're like, you know what, not enough Ace Attorney. You can just say no, and that's that. It's not like your votes are set. Oh, I didn't mean to move. It's not like your votes are set in stone. Okay, per se. Anyway, wherever the case will be, Ringmaster's room. Examine the tailcoat. Now we can. Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of this tailcoat. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. I bet that's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. Then let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it! It fits perfectly with the other piece. What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet at 10 o'clock p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Tonight at 10 o'clock p.m.? That's when the murder took place. Or that's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Note updated to the court record. Let's go ahead and just read what it says. Because I'm sure it says more than just that, right? Will we get the chance to check it? I hope so. Check. To the murderer, you haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet at 10 o'clock p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Interesting. That's all I have to say about that, but the music is all intensive stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and I can only assume that once we go to the big top, Regina's going to be there to, like, completely break the pacing. Nope! Okay, maybe not. Alright, circus entrance. Now, Mr. Sir, what do you have to say about this completed note? Huh? What do you have to say about this, buddy? Present. Would you mind taking a... What? Didn't they say Ben? Oh, come on. Baloney! Absolute baloney. Alright, whatever, who cares? Let's go ahead and move to Lodging House Plaza. December 29th, Lodging House Plaza. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you did a good job as usual. Well, I'm done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. But with Miss Von Karma... That is a really annoying sound. Nick! What is that? That beeping sound! What was I gonna say? It's Miss Von Karma! Huh? Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something? That was... okay. If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Quick! See ya, pal! I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast! So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Ow! That whip could cut right through me. Well, if it isn't Von Karma. I knew it. Von Karma! She really did appear. Phoenix, you should have listened to Gumshoe's warning. You should have ran. I'm sorry, but this is your fault. It was a battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I wasn't actually expecting to get to do the, Lady Von Karma voice, in an investigation. Actually, I want to say that the Lady Von Karma voice has been so far my favorite voice to do for some reason. I don't know why. Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream will finally come true. You mean the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright, your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Alright, Lady Von Karma. She really is out for revenge. Tomorrow's trial. Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something, eh? Ha! I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? A conclusive witness. You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as witness as we speak. What? It's the final nail in the coffin, Mr. Phoenix, right? Yeah, I get it already. You want to beat and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself. Revenge. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred Von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get the mouthful of VIP. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this or any other conversation? That's true. She never did. Okay, we're about to learn. We're about to have some really interesting character development here, ladies and gentlemen. Then what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You'll further understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again one more time. Oh, she must mean Edgeworth. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, I know that. Because, actually, I remember finding out a long time ago something about Edgeworth and Von Karma, which I won't say. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Or Miles Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but apparently he's supposed to be dead, even though we all know that's complete and utter bullcrap. But, you know, for the sake of this gameplay, I'm just going to pretend that he's dead and say, oh, Miss Von Karma, you know that Miles Edgeworth is dead, right? Miles Edgeworth. Why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that tried to get the prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth? Manfred Von Karma. Exactly right, it was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was... right again. Miles was like a little brother to me. What? Huh? Don't you... Little? Huh? Little brother? Edgeworth and Nick are the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But after that case was over, the DL6 incident and everything, or the DL6 case, it wasn't the DL6 incident, because the DL6 incident happened 15 years before the event of that case, which would be 16 years ago. He vanished. It's your fault he is gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth's death, quote unquote. After that case, Edgeworth was in a peculiar state, and he got worse every day. He never set foot into court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was right after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead? That's not a lot. I mean, I guess, sure, but whatever. I don't believe it. He's still alive. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You've ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddied the honorable name Von Karma. I'm going to find him. Then I'm going to teach him the difference between right and wrong with my own hands. Nick! About Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again, okay? Nick? Von Karma? What? I don't know if you are God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had about enough out of you. Enough of you. Him too. What? What happened? Humph! This dog is all black and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. Alright, Lady Von Karma, that's enough out of you. Anywho, with that being said, oh man, I didn't get a chance to use the Path of Radiance quote from Commander Grill. I wanted to say, they say that blind arrogance is the what is it? They say that blind arrogance sows the seed of its own destruction. What? No. They say that blind arrogance sows the field of its own destruction. Something tells me that they were talking about you. I should have said that, but I didn't get a chance to. Alright, whatever. Acro's room. This is Money's room. Oh, I'm gonna have to come up with a new voice for him. Should I go with, like, stereotypical 1950s Western Native American voice? I mean, sure, why not? December 29th, Lodging Hall, 3rd floor, Acro's room. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I am Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro. Mr. Acro? How do you know my name? He's on a wheelchair. The detective told me. He said you'd definitely show up here. Acro, you're a member of the circus as well? That's right. I mainly perform on the tightrope on the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. Yeah. What happened to his wheelchair? Or why is he in a wheelchair in the first place, I should say. Very big circus. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all, without me. Excuse me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He was truly a lifesaver. It seems like the ringmaster is truly a saint. He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Regina is so cute. She's truly a princess. And I'm fairly confident that she's also the murderer. Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Do I just have to hint of a grudge against Regina? Wheelchair. I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. That's awful. The accident happened during during acrobat session, right? Cyclock 3, probably? Yep. Okay, 3. A Cyclock? It doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobats in nature. Oh. That doesn't mean what it... Entries. Okay, anyway, I'll hold on to that thought. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? That's such a stupid voice. Well... Exactly when were you injured? It's almost been 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my... 6 months, huh? Interesting. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on what in the world went on at this circus then? What happened? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. Ah, you went there for rehabilitation. What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all of a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it. When I saw what I saw. What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. Alright. What you witnessed? What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see! The scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive that it was Max you saw flying. I am absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick? Okay, well, whatever. I mean, we just did talk. There is actually a couple things that we didn't get a chance to examine last time, so we did that. That's Money's pile of junk. Let's look at this. This bed is incredibly well made. It's almost like a maid made it up. Even the laundry on top of the bed is folded perfectly. Nick, there's nothing unusual about that at all. It's how things are supposed to be. Can a man respect another man for doing something said man cannot do? I see. Examine this. It's a monkey calendar. Acro must really love monkeys. Alright. I feel like that would have been different had we examined that before we met Acro. Hey, the net's ripped. Money must be prone to breaking things. He's hardcore. The net looks fine to me. You really think that he plays basketball? I think so. Monkeys live life above the rim, you know. I feel like, okay, whatever. You're joking, right? You think the monkey has got proverbial game? Of course, that monkey doesn't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Shut the hell up, man. Well, a prehensile tail might be an unfair advantage. Whatever. I've never heard the term prehensile used before. That's interesting. Whatever. I'll probably see you guys in the next episode. Blah, blah, blah.